Today down in the shop I'm going to show you how to make a tripod. You know you've been thinking about taking some great pictures in the Appalachian Trail, but you don't want to carry something big and bulky. Well, here's an idea I've come up with, and maybe you want to consider this little project for capturing some of those great moments on your hike. So what do we need? Well, get an old coat hanger, a stick of wood, a bolt with a nut on it, a washer that will fit in the slot of the bolt, and some epoxy. With a pair of wire cutters, take your hanger and cut it in half. Cut both ends. And what you're going to do with these three pieces that you cut out of the hanger, you're going to create little curls on the end. To help you do that, if you have a torch and can heat it up, that'll help you make the bends. But those little bends will be for putting a bolt through it. When you're done, make sure your bolt goes through all three eyes. Measure the width of your three wires. In this case, it's about 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to cut a slot in our wood. Next, we're going to select a drill that matches the diameter of our bolt. We're going to drill a hole in the end of our block of wood, and then we'll go over to our saw and cut out a notch. Now assemble your 3 feet with the bolt and make sure that you have enough room so that this thing can swivel. The next thing we're going to do is lay out what size we need here to fit on the Stickpics. Now comes the hard part, and you're going to need a sharp knife for this. We have to taper our wooden piece down to a circle so that it fits into the hole of the Stickpics. Stickpics come in different sizes, so you'll want to adjust your hole according to the Stickpic size you have. I know most of you don't have any kind of carving knives at home, but if you can just find yourself a sharp knife, just start working your piece. Get that taper going. And keep working on it, and then give it a test fit every so often, because you don't want to make this too small. When you get down closer to the size that you need, take a rasp or file or some sandpaper, and what you want to do is make sure that this back edge is just a little bigger in diameter than the front edge, because you don't want to force your Stickpic on here and flare it out too much, because you might end up breaking your plastic. So once you get it close, put your Stickpic on there, stick it on, wiggle it around a few times. What you're looking for is any shiny spots, and that would indicate a high area that you'd have to go over with your file. But just gently take that down a little bit at a time. Your next step is going to take that washer, file a flat edge on it that is the same width as the screwdriver slot, and we're going to epoxy that together, and then we're going to take some of our epoxy and fasten the nut onto the piece of wood. So we have our little thumb nut attached, and we'll let that dry, and we'll give it a test. And so this is our little project all finished up, our mini tripod. It comes in at 7 inches tall. We put a little bit of electrical tape on the feet so it doesn't punch through the pack. I put a little aluminum piece of pipe on the end because when you bend your feet out, they will tend to want to stay out. And if you simply pull your feet together and slide that furl down, that'll hold your feet together. So I hope you enjoyed our little project today. Maybe that'll give you an idea of maybe something you can do. It's only 1.08 ounces. I think I can manage that on the trail.